Rob, this was the first winning streak for the team since the first two games of 2020, in league games, I should say. How important is that for the team's momentum going into Wednesday and the new manager and this hunt for this final playoff chase?
It's extremely important that we win. I think that's what it is. For their momentum, for their confidence, to win a game where it was really tough, it was not pretty at times, that says a lot about them in there. So again, I'm proud of them, but I'm proud that they found a way to win when maybe at times it was really difficult for them.
Yeah, y'all, you created just, I think, 6 chances in the game. Not the wide open game that a lot of people expected was going to be today, at least from y'all. What was LAFC doing that kind of limited y'all's influence in the final third?
In the first half, I thought that we had it looked like we were going to have some good play and some good interchange with small, shorter passes to be able to break their lines and go. I thought we could have been more dangerous in transition. We could have looked for a little bit longer of the pass to get in behind, and we didn't. Now, whether that was due to them or due to us, I mean, at times I felt like it wasn't in our character the first half. It didn't look like the team that we've seen. And so at halftime we spoke about that. And then in the second half they changed the shape and it made it really difficult for us. We scored the goal early, which is great. And then after that it was like we were just holding on at times. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's what they did to us or if it's maybe us in the first half that didn't really try to put the stamp on the game. I mean, they're a great team, so I think we left them in the game for long enough where they thought, okay, we can get something here, and they've got dangerous players as well. So it wasn't perfect by any means, but a win's a win for me.
Joseph scores, he's making runs in behind, he's getting into fights with people. Was this the most Joseph game he's had since coming back to the team?
I mean, he scores, and that's important. I think that we obviously missed him the last game, and he was huge in other ways in terms of the team culture and being around the group. I'll be honest, I would have liked to see him running behind more. But you know, he gave everything he could, and he gets the goal, and he nearly gets another one. I think that would have been huge. But I mean, you can see the fans love him. I love him, and we're all happy that he's back to somewhat of his normal self, and we'll keep pushing him. And I think he'll keep challenging this group to want more.
You say somewhat back. What's that kind of next step for him to be all the way 100% Joseph?
More goals.
Marcelino Moreno didn't appear to be playing, I guess, as centrally as in some of the previous games. It seemed like he was kind of drifting over to the channels. Was that by design, or was that just how the game was going?
No, I think it wasn't by design. I mean, at times, yeah, he's going to drift over there and try to find space. We would talk about who operates in those spaces or who operates in the central spaces. It can change throughout the game depending on how they end up playing. But I would have liked to have him a little more central, so we talked about how we could get him in there, and you know, at times, yeah, if he drifts out wide, then someone else takes his space inside. But yeah, that wasn't by design, but more where he could find the ball probably.
And the goal, Moreno looked up, saw a 2-on-2 situation for y'all. Was that something that y'all discussed during the week or even at halftime? The adjustments you discussed?
It's something we discussed a lot.
Okay.
In general, that if you get the chance and look forward, we need to go and take the risk, especially early on. Take the risk and get in behind, and that was definitely something we talked about at halftime. And you know, I thought they were going to continue with the shape, and they didn't. But there was a lot of times just Joseph and one of the center backs, and I said, if we can, you get your head up and just knock it in behind. I think at times that was what he was, and that's what this team I feel like is very, very good at, and that's what I wanted to try to get us back to a little bit. And I think we had a little bit of luck on it, but he did the right thing, and he got to be. Marcelino did the right thing, and Joe ends up getting his goal. So it's good for him, and it's good for the team.
And you've said in the past it's hard for you to kind of not go for wins and push forward. When it got about the 70th minute or so, and LAFC was really pressuring y'all, was it difficult for you to make any adjustments or the substitutions or anything, or were you still trying to push to get another goal?
I was trying to get us to get more possession to get another goal. Okay. And now how much I can do from the sideline or substitutions change things, so trying to figure out the best way. But then also, like, at times, yeah, okay, if we have to defend, we need to defend. It's two sides of the game. We can't think that we can only do one side. So that was important that, you know, the subs come on and make an influence in that sense, especially the midfielders. So that was I was still going for it. We're still going for it, but we're winning now. How can we be a little bit more shored up defensively, and then can we keep the ball from there and create more chances? But
Anything else on the floor?
How did Barco look in his return? It's only been a couple of games, but how did he look in his, or not Barco, I mean Lennon, look at his games?
yeah, I mean, he had a short sample size of it, and he looks fit. He looks ready to go again. We got a lot of games coming this week, so we're gonna need everybody, and we can't be silly enough to think that everyone can play. One group of guys can play 90 minutes, so we're gonna need a team effort. Guys could be disappointed and they're not playing, but guess what? That could change really, really quickly on a Wednesday or on a Saturday. So he's a player in this team that can help us now, whether it's from the start or whether it's as a substitute. We need everybody.
And last one for me, you can't talk about LAFC without asking, what was the plan against Vela, and how do you think y'all did in that?
He's a fantastic player. We spoke about him a lot during the week, and specifically when we talked about the video with his attacking. We just try to eliminate his left foot as much as we can, know where he's going to try to operate, and the guys did a pretty good job. They knew when he was going to go and dribble inside. They knew what his quality was, and you have to respect that. And we also need to do a good job to try to stop it. So I think at times we did a decent job. He's a really good player, though. You got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, go ahead and back.
How did you change the players' mentality? If we look behind it, they play so different now. They play much better. How you did it?
Thank you for saying that. It's not me. It's them. It's their mentality. It's not mine. I think as a staff, as people that have been helping them, we've tried to lead by example, show them that we care, show them that we're going to serve them, we're going to help them, and give them all the tools that we can. We're going to do our best, and hopefully they see that. And I'm not saying those things didn't happen before, but I think relationships are important. I've said it all along, and if you have rules without relationships, you're gonna have chaos. And we don't have rules because we have a relationship, so we can manage certain situations. And I think ultimately they see how much we care, they see how much we're pushing and trying, and they're getting their reward. I mean, it's them though. We can't take credit as a staff. I wouldn't feel right because they're the ones really pushing every single day. They're the ones that physically put themselves out there. So the players deserve all the credit. Every single one of them.
Have you heard from Pineda? Have you had a chance to check your phone?
I checked my phone real quick because I thought he might text. So he said very, very good job and tell the boys he was proud of them. And I can't compliment that guy enough. I can't imagine how hard it is. You get your opportunity and you can't be here. But, I've been in contact with him, and for me, he is with us. He is part of this, and we want to make sure that message is portrayed. And when he gets here, we'll welcome him with open arms, and we'll get on with our work.
Guys, we got just maybe one or two on Zoom. Go ahead if you can hear us.
Sorry, I kept talking.
Yeah, go ahead, Felipe. Sure, okay. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. Rob, congrats on the win. I think the first question I want to ask is, Darren Eales said recently when Pineda was introduced that Atlanta United is always going to be a team that should display attacking soccer. Should be aggressive, it should be on the front foot, etc. When you're pushing towards the playoffs, does it matter, really, how the team entertains, or is it really just about the result?
I guess to answer that, it depends on what position you're in. If you look at where we were at in 2018, we were in a much different position than we are at the moment, and things started to change a little bit. To win, we thought we might need to be a little more pragmatic and shore up some of the defensive stuff, and not be so open to make sure we can go all the way, really. And that worked at that moment. But before that, we can't forget what got them there in that moment. And so for me, it's getting us back there, and then how can we shore things up defensively? Where can we be better to make sure we get the wins? And then I think that when you get towards the end of the season, or you get towards a place where you're in the playoffs or you're in a playoff spot, it is all about winning. And I would imagine, I'm not going to speak for Darren, but I would imagine if you win, he'll be happy. If it's over a consistent period of time, a year, 2 years, where you're quote unquote boring, then maybe it's different. But I imagine he's happy with us winning.
Rob, I just wanted to ask you about George Bellows. I thought he was fantastic today, and as somebody who's kind of been witness to basically his entire professional career, like
Yeah, I've been very lucky to be around Georgie for the whole time. I feel like he's been a professional. Feels like he's like 25 years old now, but he's matured a lot. You know, I look at him when I first got here, and he had all these attributes, and everyone's talking about this potential, and you can talk about potential till you're blue in the face, but the kid's gone and deserved it, and he's put the work in. He's had injuries in the past as he's growing and playing tons of different games, playing in 3 different national team age groups when I first got there, or got here, and now he's really blossomed into, it looks like a man out there sometimes. So it's good to see him get his regular games, and deservedly so. And you know, I think he's maturing in terms of whether it's tactical or whether it's on the ball, but just as an overall player, he looks more like a man. So you know, he's been good, and he's a good kid, and I'm happy that I've been around because I've been able to witness the growth. So it's, from an experience standpoint, it's great to see the development of somebody.
All right, guys. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you very much, guys.